Hey, I realized I forgot a few things in my last video about building a bug out bag. These are some last minute items you might want to pick up, especially if you're going Black Friday shopping. Make sure you have an eating utensil, a lightweight spork, probably the most cost efficient. Zip ties, you can fix your gear with it. This is semi-permanent, so keep that in mind. But then also different kinds of tape. Electrical tape is good for small repairs. It's got a little bit of flex to it, so that might help if you're repairing a pack or something. But duct tape, you cannot underestimate duct tape. Usually I go with Gorilla Tape brand, but Bidenomics, I'm going cheap this time. You can use this as a makeshift bandage. You can cover your blisters, you can repair your shoes, repair your pack, so many different things. Having some emergency candles, so you save your batteries in your flashlight, especially late at night. Let's see, having some contractor size and real thick, these aren't really good brand necessarily, but having some trash bags to line your pack. You can also use these as a makeshift shelter. Use these as a poncho. There's a lot of uses. Lay on these to kind of keep you from getting wet on the ground. Having some trash bags is very important. Also having paracord. I have a couple different kits of paracord in here, but then also I want to show you this kind of paracord. This is called 1100 paracord. So this is twice as thick as your conventional 550 cord. Now on here it says 220 pound limit, but that's still bigger than the average person. So this can hold your weight. Just something to think about in a crisis situation. You might have an opportunity to climb up somewhere high, especially later at night, maybe up 10 feet up in a tree, kind of give you some protection. You need something to tie yourself to the tree, something that and have you a little carabiner clip. This is weighted for 260 pounds, so this could hold, at least keep you from falling. So something, and it's about 50 feet. You can also use this and the weight of the carabiner to throw a line up over a branch, so you can have a climbing rope, or to lift your pack up out of the way, lift your food up out of the way, especially if you're in bear territory. So keep that in mind. This is a little bit beefier than the 550, so I keep both 550 and this 1100, and those are both available at Walmart. Also, super glue for you want something that will dry quickly, so something you can repair your shoes with, your gear, and you can even use super glue for those minor cuts and scrapes that you get to kind of give you a layer of fake skin until your skin grows back. And then one more thing to kind of think about, because I know carrying a rifle might not be an option for a lot of you, but have some other level of self-defense. And the interesting thing about pepper spray is it's quiet. Now it might not be quiet when you hit somebody, they might start screaming, but it's definitely quieter than a gunshot. And in a grid down situation, you want to be as stealthy as possible. And this has to be deployed when someone's really close to you. So this is kind of a last ditch effort. You're trying to remain quiet, trying to keep somebody away from you, or an animal away from you. That's another big thing. You might tangle with a nasty dog or something. So just some things to keep in mind as you finish out your bug out bag. I'm sure there's other things that I'm missing, but these are some of the important things that could really come in handy. And this doesn't weigh a whole lot. This is probably maybe altogether a pound worth more of material to add to your pack. And I know every ounce counts. But sometimes it's better to have something and not need it than need something and not have it. So weigh your options. P.S. I don't know why I keep forgetting these two items, because they're very important. One is having gloves, and my glove of choice is usually mechanics wear gloves. These just happen to be the tactical versions, but you need a good pair of gloves to protect your hands during a crisis situation, whatever you might be grabbing. You don't want a lot of cuts and bruises on your hands. And also, depending on what style glove you get, you can have a little bit of warmth, maybe even some waterproof. Again, depends on which ones you get, but make sure you have at least one good pair of gloves. Then also fire making. Now, you're going to want to be very careful making fires. Again, just like I referenced a few minutes ago, you want to keep a low, stealthy profile in a grid down situation. But maybe you still need to cook some food. You know, I talked about the steel cup, the nest in the bottom of that Nalgene, and being able to boil water in that. So this is what I carry. This is made by UST. It is a folding stove. It's just this little aluminum bracket that opens up, and that cup can sit right on top of it. Let me show it right here. And it has these little fuel cells that light very easily. And so you can get some water boiling really quick, no smoke. Yes, I've used jet boil stoves before, and they're great for long-term camping trips, but where are you going to get a refill? The neat thing with this, even if I use the fuel cells up, I can still use the little stove thing and put some sticks and twigs in there. As long as I'm using really dry stuff, it won't smoke very much. And then of course with fire, you need a fire making. And in short-term survival, using just a simple Bic lighter is probably the most efficient. Now, long-term, you've heard me in other videos, I use magnesium fire steel, and that's important to have and to know how to use, but this is going to be probably your fastest, especially when you're lighting one of these little things on fire that are already pretty flammable. So this would be a great investment. I did pick this up at Walmart years ago. You can find it online, Amazon, different places, different types of these. This is modeled after, I guess, a military stove, and you might be able to find old military surplus versions of this as well. So make sure you keep all that in mind. Happy shopping. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.